Shed hunting. Every die-hard hunter waits for this time of the year. Let's talk about it.
You know, I get a question a lot of the times on why I'm not finding sheds, or people say, man, I can't find sheds, or I can only find little ones, or, you know, yada yada. The main thing is when you're looking for sheds, take your time. You know, a lot of people are you know, busy talking on their phones, or, you know, looking for buck sign or scouting. Yeah, it's good to do that stuff, okay? But set aside scouting and shed hunting. If you're not finding big sheds, generally, I mean, the reality of it is that you may not have big bucks on your property. You need to go to where the food is, where they're bedding up, and I promise you, you will find sheds. Take your time. You know, it's not something where you're going to go out for 5 minutes and find a shed. You have to be able to put the time in, put the miles on your feet, and, you know, get off those ATVs, get off those bad boy buggies, and literally physically walk. You know, this is not something that's easy, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong. You go in the woods and there's occasional times where, oh, look, there's a shed and it's right off the bat. But majority of the time, you know, you're walking, you know, constant before you actually even find one. Some days you have your good days. Some days you have your bad days. There's days where I go out and I'm out there for 6-7 hours and I don't find nothing. And then there's other days where I'm out there for an hour and I find 3 or 4 or 5. So take your time, slow down, walk 30 yards, look around, go, you know, up and down the grain of the woods, and I promise you, you will find sheds. In my opinion, when I've found sheds, or in my experience in shed hunting, instance, I've always found mine on south side of ridges, where the thermals rise, or CRP grass. All these areas is where I've had luck actually finding sheds. I mean, different people say different things. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here. But in my opinion, I have always found sheds in grassy knolls, bedding areas, feeding areas, staging areas, and south side of ridges. That's the way that, you know, I've always stuck to it, and I've actually kept a log, and I actually date on my sheds of the dates that I find them. It kind of gives me a reference to go back and check and say, okay, well, February 14th, I found this shed, and blah, 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 blah. So, that's what I do. That's my general history on how I found sheds. And good luck to everybody. This is a new year. A lot of things going on. Like I said, the shed rally begins March 7th. So let's get out there. Unfortunately, here in Maryland, we actually just had another 8 inches of snow. So it's going to make timing of finding these sheds very critical. And it's going to be a pain in the butt. But we're going to get out there, beat the trails down, and we will find them.